Ms. Zena, fantastic introduction, a lousy applause. Can I get a better applause than that? Come on. Thank you. Thank you. What a wonderful opportunity for me, a poor young kid from the housing projects in Milwaukee, get an opportunity to talk to you people today. What an opportunity. This is high drama for me. The thing we need to do is never, ever underestimate how big you are. And I think that's one of the messages I think King told us. I think if I can share 3 things that he told us, then I'll talk a little bit about the how to keep your dream. But here's 3 messages I think he really told us. One is that life without helping others is not a life. And I think we need to sort of keep that in mind. Today, more than ever today, leadership is about servant leadership. The highest honor in life is serving. And when you're doing volunteer work, it's the highest calling for you right now. And you know the nice thing about doing volunteer work, that research says you live longer, you sleep better, you build your immune systems better, and you learn about other cultures faster by volunteering. So I'm hoping today you take that message that King has mentioned to you. Start serving more, doing more service work. Teach your children the benefits of serving. And the other message is this. I think he sort of told us that our conditions don't determine our positions in life. That we can still choose where we want to go and how big we want to become. You know, I'm a poor kid growing up in the housing projects. Never realized that I would be a motivational speaker and a national motivational speaker. So dreams do come true. And the next thing I think he taught us is that you got to have courage in spite of adversity. That took a lot of courage. Guess how many of you in the room should have got out of your seat and came up? Every one of you should have did what? Got out of your chairs. Whatever held you back then might be holding you back from being the best person you need to be. Because King had courage, didn't he? And so what he wanted to do was implement for you to have courage. And a lot of us had courage when we were small. You remember those days if you were in Miss Zena's kindergarten classroom and she asked for 4 volunteers, how many of you would come up? Miss Zena, please, I come up. I do anything. And my point to you right now, a lot of you lost your courage in high school because you stopped worrying about what other people have to say. You stopped worrying about the critics. And I'm telling you right now, one of the things you got to do is strengthen your courage. Get your courage back. Because more than anything else, there's more freedom up here than there. Freedom comes with taking risks. So tell the person next to you, I need to leave high school. Come on, tell them next to you. Because you're still in high school, some of you. You got to leave high school. So can I get some volunteers to come up here right now? I need some volunteers. I need some volunteers. I need some volunteers. I need some volunteers. I need volunteers. Okay, stop. Give yourself a hand now. All right, that's what I want. Good. Come on. All right. There you go. And that's what you got to do in life. That's what King taught us. And some of you still sitting in your chair. Courage is contagious, but the lack of courage is also contagious. And you know what I like about courage? You become alive. When you got up out of your seats, you went through that invisible wall of fear. And a lot of us are sitting on fear. King had fear, but he worked through the fear. And that's what you got to do. Parents, you got to do it. You got to teach your young kids, little risk, little growth. I'd rather be a player on the field rather than a spectator. And a lot of you have allowed your lives to become spectators rather than a player. See, because if you are a player up here, you learn faster. You grow faster. So work on your courage. That's the message I think he taught you. So what I want to also move quickly from there is for you to begin to take a look at how to keep your dream and make it your own. Here's the first thing you need to do. Make it your dream. Make sure young people especially don't have the dream for your parents. Have it your dream. Make your dream. The next thing you need to do, write out your dreams. Write them out. When you write things out, that shows that you're serious about it. And then the nice thing about it, when you write out your dreams, you check off the list. You check it off. I did this, I did. And it makes you feel better. So work on writing things out. And what do you need to do to keep it alive? I keep it alive by affirmations. I'm constantly feeding my mind with positive things. How many in this room tend to talk to yourself? Raise your hand. If you didn't raise your hand, you probably say, do I talk to myself? We talk to ourselves all the time, don't we? But did you know research, one of the biggest enemies we have is that little voice in between our ears. It's telling us, I'm not big enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not good enough. And I think what we need to do is starting to train your mind. Training your mind for positive things. Your mind only helps you exist. It only protects you. It's a survival mechanism. So one thing you need to do in keeping that alive, that dream alive, is don't listen to yourself. Talk to yourself. And I do that by affirmations. I have an affirmation book that I keep with me. I'm always writing positive things about it. When I'm speaking in front of audiences, 400 or 500 people, I walk into the room and I say, I'm going to get 9 or 10 new speaking engagements. And guess what? I do. And by the way, I'm going to be on Oprah Winfrey's new network. Can I get a hand on that? Oprah doesn't know about it yet. But you got to put it out there. You got to put it out in the universe, what you want. So that's why you got to, first of all, talk better to yourself. When I work with NBA players and I work with NFL players and I work with corporate executives, and I ask them, how come you became so successful? They said, I'm always talking positive to myself. You need to flood your mind with positive things. Garbage in, garbage what? That's not correct. Garbage in, garbage stays. So you got to talk better to yourself. Also, read. If all of you in this room are leaders, great leaders are great readers. But become great readers. Also, what you want to make sure you do is make sure you turn your cars into a mobile classroom. Your cars are a great opportunity for you to learn and grow and develop yourself. Guess how many people in America do that? Very few. Guess how many people go to workshops like this and seminars to learn in America? Very few. So if you want to be successful, here's a key statement. Find out what most people do and don't do it. Most people aren't going to workshops. Most people are not reading books. Most people are not turning their cars into a mobile classroom. See, when you turn your car and your SUV to a mobile classroom, you become... Don't you want to be a Rhodes Scholar? And let me share this with you parents. I used to do that with my children. I'd get in the car and my kids said, Daddy, why are you playing these tapes? Daddy, why are you playing them? I kept playing tapes, motivational tips in my car. One day, I took my daughter's car to get some gas. What do you think she had in her car? She had motivational tapes. Parents, they get it, but you got to be the models for your children. They don't do what you say. They do what you do. So be a Rhodes Scholar. Next one is work on your attitudes. I always have a thing called an attitude of gratitude. How many get down some days? We all get down and depressed. Let me tell you, when I get down and depressed, I pull out my gratitude card. And I reflect on my gratitudes. Here's my gratitudes. My health is getting better. Found out years ago I had diabetes. Had a lot of health problems. I have good people skills. I think I get hired a lot of times because people like me. You have to be, young people especially, you got to be likable to be respected. Work on your likability. I have a dedicated, faithful wife. I'm very grateful for that. I told my wife the other day, I said, honey, if you ever left me, I'm going with you, baby. So my point is, make sure you're going back and write out a gratitude, because we all get down from time to time. I bet Dr. King got down, but I think he worked on the fact that he was helping others. He was changing lives. See, at the end of the day, at the end of your life, and King, I think, knew this, you're all going to be asked one question. It's not how much money you made. It's not how many nice houses you live in or cars you drive. It's how many people have you made great in your life. And you got to ask yourself that question. I'm constantly trying to make people great in my life, too. Talk to this minister right over here, too. And I know he's making people great in his church. You got to constantly be making people great. And the next thing, work on your associations. Hang around the people with the same goals, not the same problems, if you want to keep it alive. I remember Dr. King, and one of the things when I watched his pictures in his marches, he always locked arms with people who were what? Successful. He always they had the same goals he had. So making sure you're locking arms with people who have the same goals, not the same problems. You become, tell me who you're hanging around with, and I'll tell you where you're going. You got to get rid of toxic people. How many know there's some toxic people out there? Get rid of them. Now, wait a minute, don't go home tonight. Wait a minute. Don't go home tonight and say, hey, honey, I attend Dr. Earl's seminar. He told me I need to get rid of somebody, and you're number one on the list. No, don't do that. I'm playing with you right now. But my point is making sure you study the people that you're associating with. Young people, find mentors. Find people who you look up to. And my last thing, too, I want you to think about, too. My last thing is this. How many would like this $10 bill? 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 How many would like the $10 bill? How many would like this $10 bill? Give them a hand for volunteering. Yeah, that's all right. Hey, I'll give you one of my tapes. Good. And that's what you got to do in life. If you want satisfaction, you got to take action. Get off your behind. And you got to dream never, ever, 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 never, ever, never, ever, never, ever give up on your dreams. Because a lot of people give up on their dreams, don't they? I think King's message too is right now, don't give up on it. You're going to have a lot of critics out there, aren't you? They're going to dream. We've got dream keepers. We've got dream busters. Watch out for them. So repeat after me on this one right now. If I do the things today that others won't, tomorrow will come when I can do those things I've always wanted to do that others can't. See, that's the talk that you got to talk to yourself. That you got to keep talking to yourself. Strengthen that self-talk. Because that makes you stronger. That builds your confidence. Teach your children that.